Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new around here, my name is Grace. I live in the southeast of England with my husband Oliver and our pug Penelope, and I am expecting our first baby in the spring. In today's video I'm going to be doing a huge spring clean from bottom to top of the entire house, but I do make all sorts of videos on this channel, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Okay, so getting started. If I'm doing a whole house clean, I like to start in a logical place, and for me I think that is the first room you would enter in the house, which is our hallway. As you can see, it's not exactly a huge room, so it's a good place to start, and I'm going to begin by giving everything a dust and a polish. So I'm just using a chenille microfiber glove to dust. With an extendable duster, I'm going to just get all the dust off the skirting and in the spindles on the stairs and along the coving. I find that these areas get quite dusty in the house because obviously it's the main channel of the downstairs and we walk through it a lot, and I just think it makes it quite dusty and, you know, dirt builds up in this area. So in this bottle I've just got some diluted Zoflora, and I'm going to disinfect all the door handles with a microfiber cloth. Moving on to the glass and mirrors, I'm dusting these off again with my microfiber glove, and then I'm cleaning the surface with some white vinegar and this minky glass cloth. And the white vinegar and this glass cloth are a really good combination together and make the job really easy of cleaning glass. That's pretty much the hallway done, so I'm going to finish each room by running the hoover around quickly. I'll come back to mopping the hard floor when I'm doing the rest of the mopping later. The next room I'm going to clean is the living room. There's not loads to do in this room, it's mainly dusting and tidying. So I'm just going to begin by sorting the sofa out because I haven't done it from the night before, and I'm going to give it a proper clean over today, taking all the cushions off and hoovering underneath them, and then just giving them a good old plump before I put the blanket and cushions back on. So then I'm just repeating the same process that I did in the hallway with dusting all the oak furniture. So I'm just going to get the dust off the television screen, and then I'm taking the same cloth that I disinfected the door handles with, and it's mostly dry but it's just damp with a little bit of the Zoflora that I sprayed, and I'm not going to add any more because I don't really want this cloth to be wet. I'm just going to wipe the TV screen over with sort of a little bit of damp Zoflora. Our pug Penelope has got a bit of a tendency to lunge at the TV unit if there's dogs on the telly, and it's usually followed with a bit of a spit, so the TV screen does get a bit grubby sometimes. So once I've wiped it with the Zoflora disinfectant, I'm just going to sort of polish the screen with the glass cloth. Again, I'm not going to put any product on the cloth because I think you can damage your television screens if you put sort of product on them. I'm just literally using a cloth to wipe it. Then I'm going to clean the glass cabinet with some white vinegar and this same glass cloth. Penelope has made this quite dirty as well, where she jumps up at the television. And while I'm down at the TV unit, I'm going to disinfect the remote controls with that same microfiber cloth and just a little bit of Zoflora. Then finishing off the living room, I'm just going to clean the other side of the glass door here. Moving on to the kitchen, I'm going to start by disinfecting the door handle and cleaning the glass like I have done in the last few rooms. And then I'm going to run the duster along all the sort of high and low areas like the skirting and then the top of the kitchen cupboards here. I'm then just going to give all the cupboard doors and handles a wipe down with this Method lavender spray, which is a fairly new product for me and it smells absolutely gorgeous. I've really been enjoying using this. While I'm wiping down, I just make a point of cleaning the bottom of the cupboards here, which can get quite grubby with a little dog that's always on the lookout for food. So I've recently given the oven a deep clean, so a spray and a shine up with this marigold cloth is enough for today, just to do the sort of outside of the door. It doesn't need cleaning properly. And my hob has also had a deep clean recently, so just a quick wipe over is sufficient today. So again, I'm using the same marigold cloth to wipe the tiles, and it leaves it really streak free and gives it a lovely shine. This cloth is quite a new discovery for me, but I'm really enjoying using it. Then back with my wiping down cloth, I'm just going to do the worktops with that Method lavender, removing any dirt and grime along the way. And then once I've wiped that, I'm going to go back in with the marigold cloth to sort of shine it up. So my entire sink area needed a bit of attention today. There was some stains at the bottom around the plug holes and it just needed freshening up. And today I've gone in with some Cif cream cleaner and a minky pad and this brush, which is really good for cleaning along sort of edges. I think I got this brush in Poundland. After I got all the grime away from the sink, I'm just going to pop my cutlery rack in the middle part of my sink here, and I'm running some warm water and I'm going to let that soak in some Zoflora disinfectant. I'm using another new Zoflora this week, which is Hello Spring, and it's absolutely delightful, and I definitely think this could be my latest favourite. So I leave that cutlery rack for a little while just to give that a clean, because I find that this can get a little bit grubby, and if you think about it, you're putting all your clean cleanly washed cutlery inside it, so if this is dirty, you're sort of defeating the object. Moving on to the plug holes, which I've not actually cleaned my plug holes since we moved in February, so this job was definitely overdue. I'm just going to be using a cup of soda crystals and pouring some white vinegar, a little splash of that Hello Spring Zaflora, and then following that I'm going to pour some boiling water down. It's really satisfying when this bubbles actually, and it leaves a really lovely fresh clean smell. And then finishing the sink area, I'm going to wipe it down with the same Marigold squeaky clean cloth, which, like I say, is just really good for shining your surfaces. So I'm going to finish off the kitchen by hoovering round and then mopping the floor with some diluted Zaflora, and then I'm just going to mop through into the hallway because I didn't do that earlier. Moving on upstairs, I'm going to quickly pass the duster and the Dyson over the stairs and the spindles. To be honest, upstairs doesn't need a lot of attention really, it just needs a bit of a tidy up. So I'm going to start in our bedroom by stripping and changing the bedding, and then just dusting all the furniture in here. And I'm going to run the hoover round upstairs. The bathroom recently had its once a week clean, so it just needs a bit of a wipe over and a tidy up. I'm just going to sort of fold the towels away neatly, and I like to just wipe the sink down with a bit of Zaflora each day. In this little bottle here I've got some lavender diluted Zaflora, which is my favourite one to use in the bathroom. And then I'll just pop a neat capful of Zaflora down the loo if I think it needs it. And that is a wrap. The entire house has been cleaned from bottom to top in some way or another, and it's looking sparkling. Hopefully you've enjoyed this spring clean. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out my other videos and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye bye.